Hey, thanks for watching. We are N-to-1 for game. This is Zach playing Toxtricity. And Zach, is it the VMAX?
Yeah.
Okay,
it's a VMAX.
The VMAX. And we've got Andre playing Boltund, and it is the Boltund V. And
so you're mulligan.
And I'm really I think I'm just gonna mostly be watching. I think Zach can explain a lot of the stuff that's going on here. But
I'm definitely excited for this shocking match.
Play of words there, play of words. I likes it.
We got two electric type decks going against each other.
What are the odds?
Grab 2 extra cards here.
so for that last one, I did a 60-minute clock. Do we want to do a 60-minute clock? Or
Yeah, why not?
60. Okay.
All right, Andre.
Can I begin?
All right.
Did you drop turn? Accurate.
So Andre's starting us off with going ahead and Stellar Wishing. Hopefully get some good cards. Gonna take a minute to think about his hand, get a game strategy going. Overall premise of the Boltund deck. Boltund, the first attack for a single electric, I believe, just searches 2 energy, and does it put it in your hand?
It attaches them to the bench.
Attaches to your bench. And then the second attack, Lightning Storm, lightning colorless, 10 plus 30 for each lightning energy attached to all of your Pokemon in play. So this is similar to the Nuzzle deck, and if you liked that deck, you'll probably enjoy Boltund because it's essentially the same strategy while being able to use a basic instead of the Stage 1 Raichu. And additionally, you don't really need the Pachirisu, you can use Boltund instead. So it's got both attacks built into one Pokemon on a basic. And as Zach was explaining the deck to Andre, and Andre was looking through the cards, he seemed really excited to try this out. Passing it on to Zach now. Zach has the Toxtricity deck. Even though he starts Tapu Koko, Andre was just flipping for Jirachi Sleep. But the main star of Zach's deck is the Toxtricity VMAX, which I believe for double lightning and a colorless, it does base 160, and if your opponent is poisoned, then it does plus 80, so that'd be 240 total. That's nice numbers to knock out a Zacian V in one hit. It knocks out all the base Vs in one hit. And then all you need is 1 Electro Power to knock out a tag team. And then you could potentially use 3 electricity, 3 lightning energy, no, 3 electro power to potentially knock out a VMAX, but I don't think that will happen very often. We do see the Toxtricity V and Zach attaching a new energy we got from the new set. I think it's like speed energy. Speed draw energy. Or when you attach it to a lightning Pokemon, you get to draw 2 cards. And we also see a new Trubbish that will evolve into a new Garbodor. Sadly, it doesn't disable abilities, but instead it'll poison your opponent's active, and that'll trigger Toxtricity's bonus. Back onto Andre, looks like he's going for Stellar Wish. Zach's checking up on some translations. Maybe making sure what Toxtricity, the base Toxtricity. Apologies for any awkward pauses as we're looking through translations. We haven't had much time to memorize all the cards, so we printed them out and we're looking through. it seems the Toxtricity V, for 1 lightning energy poison jab, 20 damage, your opponent's active is now poisoned. And then the second attack, Electric Riot, double lightning and a colorless, 90 base damage, and then it does 90 more if your opponent's active is poisoned. So it seems like the VMAX is a direct upgrade from the base. It does essentially the same thing, just more damage.
I have more cards.
Andre's deck seems to be built a lot like basic Pikarom decks, and we do see the Pikarom come down. Pikarom is still good because, especially, does Zach have Thunder Mountain now, or did you get rid of it?
I didn't play it.
Okay, you just put it in hand.
Yeah.
So Andre could still it's actually nice for Andre because if he doesn't have like a comfortable hand or he can't full blitz, he can just use Boltund's first attack and then he'll be able to have full blitz ready to go. And then full blitz will allow him to potentially tag Bolt, or he could just straight get a potentially like 8 energy, and 8 times 30 is 240 plus the base 10 is 250. So Boltund's attack actually adds up really quick. And if you played the Nuzzle deck, you would you remember how much Raichu could add up. But now instead of a multiplier of 20, you're now getting 30. And that could actually, you're getting 2 shots on the Toxtricity, but if Andre gets some Electro Powers and enough energy, maybe he could one-shot that Toxtricity VMAX. Now on to Zach's turn. He's still trying to get set up. He does end up playing that Thunder Mountain. Maybe he might get an attack off because all he needs is 1 more energy and then evolve into Garbodor. That'll poison the Boltund, and then Zach can use Toxtricity's attack to instantly do 240 and then 250 with poison. For only 2 energy, which is pretty good. Acrobatic, maybe he does get that energy, but it looks like he might be opting to try to get it from Tapu Koko. Maybe like a switch kind of thing, or a double switch. He could also, depending on what he's got, he might have a Zeraora to get free retreat. Of course, he can always manual retreat. He drops it in to get a fresh hand, still trying to dig for a knockout. We do see, and if you play back in Black and White, we do see that new Tool Scrapper card. If you remember, it discards up to 2 tools, and Zach is going to get rid of that escape board. So if he does get this knockout on Boltund, Andre can't just push up the Jirachi and try to set up some more and then just retreat into Pikarom.
Zach made the wise decision to retreat that Tapu Koko. That Boltund V was about to swing for over 130 if Andre can get another energy attachment on the Boltund. And it's going to be Ancients.
So if Zach can just get like a switch, then and the Garbodor, this Boltund is going down.
I'll use Poison Jab for 80 and Poison.
Because of the Thunder Mountain. The Thunder Mountain makes Toxtricity's base attack a free, so you just got 30 damage for free, and if that Boltund stays in there, then you're still taking poison damage. Dude.
I was looking for the grayed out circle on the Toxtricity.
And it looks like Zach also had some Electro Powers to boost the damage, 2 Electro Powers to make it 80 with that poison. It's going to rack it up to 90. It's kind of frustrating for Andre because if Zach has like a Zeraora to be able to attach to the Toxtricity, have free retreat into the VMAX, and then if Zach finds that Garbodor, even Pikarom is going down in 1 hit, and that's 3 prizes gone already. So it's interesting how both players can potentially one-shot each other's Pokemon with these cool effects. They're both lightning-type Pokemon. They're all lightning-type Pokemon, but they all do cool effects. So Andre opts to play that Adventure Bag, a pretty cool card, letting him search for some tools. He can get that escape board back if he wants. Also looks like he has a few choices, mainly that Big Charm and the Fine Band, letting him have more health and do more damage. And if he does put that Charm on the Pikarom, Toxtricity no longer one-shots unless Zach has an Electropower. And because Zach already played 2 Electropower, he might not have enough to knock out the Pikarom. And Andre is already going to go ahead and grab the escape board, throw it back on Jirachi, put the Big Charm back on Pikarom, and it's as if Zach never had that Tool Scrapper. If Zach does have another one and swings into the Pikarom, he could Tool Scrapper away the Big Charm and take 3 prizes, because it'll reduce Pikarom's HP, but I don't think Zach plays another Tool Scrapper. It's mostly looking to be a 1-of per deck, maybe 1 to 2, but I don't see any more than that.
Andre got a fairly decent hand of 7. You usually do when you professor's research with a lightning deck. Just figuring out some sequencing things right now. And quick balls for... He's got a few different choices.
It has to be different Pokemon.
Yeah. I wish it could be the same Pokemon.
Actually, we can do this.
Andre just got a little confused about Tapu Koko. Looks like he's putting the other energy on Pikarom. If Andre did have another energy to attach or just energy switch, he could go for a big Tag Bolt.
And he already played Electropower, so that would be perfect right now.
Yeah, so.
And because of that Thunder Mountain, that'll allow him to attack for 5 energy instead of
30, 60, 90, 120, 150.
plus the Electropower.
This one is 2, right?
Yeah.
Okay, 180.
Plus
electric
Electropower.
power, so
220.
yeah, okay.
So Andre going for the first knockout with that Boltund for a single energy because of Zach's Thunder Mountain. It's just crazy how much damage this Boltund can hit. But now Zach gets his big rock star on the field. Giovanni, oh
It's
my
a gust.
Okay.
Yeah.
If you don't remember, Giovanni is exactly like old school Lysander back from X and Y. Thankfully, we didn't get a Guzma reprint. And it doesn't switch, but it's still Gus. And Zach is feeling like a rock star bringing up that big Pikarom. And gonna be able to do 240 and 250. Dropping another speed draw. Actually getting him the Toxtricity VMAX. And the Electropower. Zach's gonna electrify the stage and knock out that Pikarom in 1 hit. Exactly 270.
Poison Pool, because there's a stadium, you're poisoned. And then Giganto Riot is 160 plus 80 more if you're poisoned, so it's 240 plus the Electropower is 270 plus the poison take.
And just like that, the big Pikarom falls. And Zach's down to 3 prizes. And one of the problems is that Andre had 4 energy on that Pikarom, so now his Boltund's damage goes dramatically down.
Yeah, every turn that I have it, every turn there's a stadium in play. And it does not have to be my stadium.
Andre thinking about what to do. Gonna go ahead and Stellar Wish to give him some options. Luckily, he does have something to do and not just completely locked out. But having only 2 energy with 4 in the discard and Tapu Koko in the lost zone is hurting pretty bad. He does get an Electric Power, and he already used 2 from earlier, so he'll have to watch out on how many Electric Powers he uses. Andre go ahead and Voltner. He definitely gets him that energy and any item he wants. Not quite sure what he's looking for, but I think he has a game plan going into this. He does opt to grab that custom catcher. Maybe he's trying to grab that Garbodor, so then Zach has no way of poisoning him. Yep, he's going to go ahead and do it. And that'll give him a way to knock out, so then he'll be down to 3 prizes. And then all he's got to do is take down one of these Toxtricities. Spreading out his energy. He does bring up that Boltund with the damage already on it. Interesting.
100.
He does have a way to kill it, but alright. He does use the Electric Power to kill the Garbodor. Zach will have time to maybe get another Trubbish down and knock out this Boltund. But maybe that's one of the weaknesses of the Toxtricity deck, is Zach only had 1 Garbodor out, and now Zach just lost 80 damage. Actually, technically 90 damage because of the poison. So I wonder how that will affect Toxtricity's success going in, because you want room for your Toxtricities. Maybe you'll have some room for some Dedennes, but you'll want at least 2 Garbodor to keep them on the field. I think Zach's aiming for more so thinking about the late game, because obviously he does have the Thunder Mountain still, and he has enough energy to attack. Just kind of tripped up on what's going on. Since this Boltund already has 90 damage, Zach already has enough to knock out, and Zach's going for the Marnie. Seeing as Andre did have some alright stuff from Stellar Wishing and Voltner. He had some things packed away, and Zach wanted to go ahead and maybe get rid of that stuff, put it on the bottom of the deck. Zach attaches another energy, even though he doesn't quite need it, but he does get those extra draw too, which is nice, giving Zach more options. Seems like the Toxtricity deck is really running well for Zach.
Giganto right for knockout.
Zach goes ahead and electrocutes this doll. No animal abuse, but... So now Zach's down to 1 prize, Andre has 3, so somehow Andre needs to knock out one of these Toxtricities with only 2 energy on the field and Tapu Koko. Go ahead and Stellar Wish and get some options going. Interesting that he grabs the custom catcher. Maybe he has another one in hand, or he has a way to maybe Voltner for the other one. Go ahead and get that Voltner. Maybe he's just going to try to harass these Trebushes so that Zach can't get a one-shot, especially because Zach might have used some E-powers earlier. I think Zach's used 3 total. He might have one more, or it might be in the last prizes. It could be anywhere. So if Andre harasses these Trebushes, then Zach will have no way to one-shot this Boltund, giving Andre some more time to build up energy. Thankfully, because of this Thunder Mountain, Andre is going to be able to slam attacks left and right for cheap energy. Andre taking a little bit of time to think out his game plan before he messes something up.
Oh, there we go. He's getting rid of the potential Garbodor because Toxtricity, I can't even say it. Toxtricity VMAX is going to do 240 damage if your opponent's Pokemon is poisoned.
Andre's dropping down that Ryrra. He doesn't want Zach to have a way to one-shot it. If Boltund can knock out this Trubbish, and then Andre would like to maybe attach to Ryrra. Uh-oh, Zach drops down that Eldegoss, that new Eldegoss.
CS Seeker.
If you're
Because a
confused,
Lysander, basically.
if you're confused about what happened there, there's this new card, Eldegoss. Here's Eldegoss and Eldegoss.
It's a green.
Maybe
Yes, Celesaur is green.
I love the green.
let's see. Let's run that back a little. So Eldegoss
replay.
has the ability that if you played back in X and Y or you've played some expanded, you'll know about Versa Seeker. Well, they kind of turned that into a Pokemon. So Zach was able to drop the Eldegoss, pick up boss's orders from the discard, bring up that Jirachi, and just knock it out to take his last prize.
And you know what's scary about this card, Evan, is that we're not going to have to worry about it wasting up slots in people's decks, because you only need one of these things to be dangerous.
I mean, 1 or 2 is like... I mean, essentially now, you can quick ball to search a supporter if you already have one in the discard. So if you dropped research in the beginning, and then you don't draw into anything, but you have a quick ball, then you can quick ball for Eldegoss, and then drop Eldegoss, and then get back that Professor's Research.
That's like Tapu Lele GX with more steps.
Sort of.
Literally.
But I would argue, in a way, it's better since you're playing from the discard.
Tell me, put those piles. Any of these, put it on top.
And it's also weird, how will this affect the expanded format? I know that, of course, you will still use Verse Seeker since it's an item, but is there any, maybe, for, say, Eggrow, you know, Eggrow doesn't play Versus Seekers, but now they could potentially play the Eldegoss to get supporters back.
All right, people, get out your silent labs. Eldegoss is a basic Pokemon with an ability.
Glypho. We switched starters. What?
Yes.
What do you think about Eldegoss V's potential in Expanded? We're doing Standard on this series, but what do you think about it for Expanded?
Yeah.
Go ahead and post in the comments for us. We'd like to hear your opinion.
As long as it's the same card.
Looks like Andre has Zach start getting out that Tapu Koko V. You'd prefer to start it on the bench to use Dance of the Ancients, because now he would have to retreat. But since Andre's going first, I don't think it'll be too much of an issue.
Tips, paints.
And even though Andre went first last game, Zach still got the first attack off with the Toxtricity and ended up winning the game. Maybe Toxtricity might want to go second, being able to get that poison jab. And if you can get, I believe, 2 Yeah, maybe 2 Electro Power. You could knock out like Jirachi and take a cheap prize. Maybe something to consider in the future. Going second hasn't seemed to hurt Zach so far in this particular matchup. Andre go ahead, rolling for Jirachi Sleep, and it doesn't work out.
Speed draw.
Zach gets that speed draw yet again, really helping out. Communications, I assume Garbodor or Trubbish, one of those two. Allowing him to search whatever he wants. Pokemon communication is really nice with these Pokemon VMAXs because they're essentially a stage 1, and you've also got the stage 1 Garbodor. So having Pokemon communication to put the Toxtricities VMAXs and the Garbodors back in deck before you Dedenne or research them and have to discard them is pretty nice. Zach is opting to drop double E-Power. Wow, that's a lot to drop in with this Dedenne, losing a Garbodor. But the double lightning energy is good for Zach because of the Tapu Koko. Zach gets down that Thunder Mountain, so maybe another E-Power. Maybe Zach is going to get that strategy that I mentioned. Maybe he's going to pull that off. Maybe he will get a poison jab to knock out this Jirachi. If Andre didn't have the Jirachi and got that Tapu Koko stuck, oh no, Zach is going straight for the Toxtricity. Oh man.
Quick, Evan's getting too excited. Do we have a lightning metaphor for this?
Looks like that Jirachi's gonna be electrocuted, shocked. I can't
You're
quite.
getting shocked.
This Toxtricity is about to rock this Jirachi out of the world. Jirachi being on the moon in the artwork and having the rock star.
Poison jab for knockout.
That's still kind of lightning.
Yeah, this is still lightning. Once it's attached, it's lightning.
Zeraora's ability acts as any lightning. So rainbow energy, aurora energy, any special energy that provides lightning energy also counts for the retreat. And because of that Thunder Mountain, Zach does get that free, cheap knockout. If Andre doesn't have anything going, Zach could potentially get a knockout. But Zach does, Andre does have that electromagnetic radar. Such a mouthful to say. So many electricity and so many tongue twisters.
Oh, he's not a GX.
Are you right?
Yep.
You're right.
And here we are, recording our video content, and we're still stuck in this trap. I'm stuck in it, Andre's stuck in it, everyone's stuck in it, of doing effects that say V,
Well, there's still more I gotta
or
set
doing
up,
effects
but
that say
for a little bit of
GX
time.
or EX and accidentally getting a V to target it. This stuff is going to keep happening, people.
There we go. Andre dropping his own double E power for the Pokemon research. Maybe Andre could get like an escape board, maybe go into Boltund and pop that Tapu Koko to do a bajillion damage on this Toxtricity, and maybe Andre will get a revenge knockout with the Boltund, even dropping that Fine Band. Wow.
Gotta bank on it.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Oh man, I think if Andre does get this Tapu Koko and onto the bench. I think Boltund might have enough. Switch. Oh man, is this enough? He's gonna pop the Tapu Koko. Lost him. Gonna have to whip out a calculator for this one.
It's 10 shy right now.
30, 60, 90.
100, 110, 200. I have 210 hit points.
Oh man, I think Andre's 10 damage off. 3 electric power, 3 energy. That's 6 times 30, which is 180. The base 10, and then the fine band is 200. Yikes.
No, lottery!
But still, 200 on turn 2 is pretty impressive. Even though sadly he couldn't get... Is there any way? Maybe dropping a Galarian Zigzag? Do we need
You
a
see the 4th Electro Power come out. No! Yugi, shut
Like it. We're
around.
going for it.
Wait, do you have... you don't draw 3?
You don't draw 3, you
Okay.
draw till you have 3.
Oh, never mind. Nobody saw that?
I mean, technically you could play your cards down to be able to custom catch them.
Should have went out reset stamp.
Sure.
Yep.
Yep.
Oh, yeah, the day change. Okay.
Just adjusting the prize cards in. Just gonna go ahead and grab that big charm.
We're gonna have to get a glass table so we can put a camera underneath to see their price.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I don't know if the microphone picked that up, but our teammate just said our next equipment purchase is going to be a glass table, so you folks at home can see the prices.
Mm-hmm.
I think that would be splendid.
I should
Interesting.
do that first. For gold.
I was about to mention that you could have grabbed Jirachi
Jirachi
and
and then
then
put
put
the board
Escape Born.
Yeah, I forgot. I had the quick bow.
Ah,
Alrighty.
Exodia.
Here we go.
All right.
Oh my gosh.
Not either. Alright, well, 200 damage.
All right.
We couldn't get there, folks.
Close, but no cigar.
Let's see.
Zach now has double Trubbish, so Andre isn't going to be able to harass those Garbodors and Trubbishes. Zach getting that speed draw again. Does get that Tapu Koko too. Going for that E-Power. Tapu Koko. Sadly, not onto a Toxtricity. Interesting board state for Zach. Uh-oh. He dropping the Eldegoss for that Professor's Research like we mentioned earlier. Zach does get that Toxtricity VMAX and is going to dump his hand. Didn't lose too much. If Zach can get this Garbodor, then he'll be able to poison Boltund and then swing with Zeraora for 190 because of the E-Power, and the poison will knock out Boltund.
And that's what we're doing.
Zach says that's exactly what he was planning to do. Zeraora, even all the way from Lost Thunder, now helping out this big VMAX. I'm so used to saying tag team, now they're VMAXs. In the game, it's a Gigantamax.
Poison Pool and Plasma Fist plus 10 damage from Poison Knockout.
Yoga lame.
So now all Zach has to do if Andre can't knock out this VMAX is attach, bring up Pikarom, E-Power, and then not one-shot it for game.
No multi-switch?
No E-powers left.
No E-Powers?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, because you burnt them on the...
We used them all
poison.
real early. It's fine.
So Andre is going to be really happy about that, but I think Zach
Regular
also
Zach.
trashed the tools.
Alright, cool. I had
Oh, no,
another
I'm
one
not
of these in
for
there.
some stuff in myself.
Yep.
Interesting.
I love this conference so much.
I don't want to do it.
Derek, can you hand me that black binder?
I can.
Right next to you.
I could.
I will full blitz.
Yes.
But will.
May you.
It's March. It's March.
One day.
Sitting there.
Draw for turn.
Maybe there's a world, since Zach already played the Eldegoss, and maybe there's a world where Andre can, like, get a good hand.
Poison pool.
Zach having to retreat because of Zeraora. Throwing up that Dedenne. He doesn't care if it gets knocked out.
Tingly Return GX.
Oh.
I was going to do the same thing. 50.
50 and you're paralyzed.
Paralyzed?
Yeah, you're paralyzed and poisoned.
Wow.
Suffering succotash.
Wow.
I don't appreciate that, sir.
We're in 2020 and
Switch.
Zach's main GX attack is Tingly Return to free him up that bench spot. And now he can throw another Toxtricity down. And technically, if he wanted to, he could load up energy on that Eldegoss and use his attack. I believe it does 50 damage and then shuffles itself back in the deck. Yeah, he can free up all his bench spots. So Andre can't really go for that tag ball anymore, but he can still tag ball the Zeraora if he manages to get enough energy. Andre goes for that Volkner, gonna get him some more energy and another item that he might need, going for that custom catcher. Maybe he already has the custom catcher in here. We know that he played one from earlier to draw, maybe get that one shot that on the Toxtricity that is kind of a huge threat right now.
Give me the electricity.
Alright.
He is going for it. So Zach will be forced to go for that electric Plasma Fist. Oh no, Andre's just going to use his own Plasma Fist and knock out. Take 3 prize cards. Wow, so that Toxtricity really... we know the VMAX really did nothing, but that Poison Jab helped out Zach. Zach's thinking about translation. Maybe there's some way to get 2 Toxtricities out so that Andre can't just do... Oh. Quick ball. What is Zach going for? Zach does drop that Toxtricity. Does he have another VMAX is the real question. But honestly, does he really need the VMAX now? I mean, he did use up all his E-powers, but Toxtricity, it kind of does do the same thing as the VMAX, just the only difference is more HP and more damage. Zach giving it some thought. gonna go ahead and attach. Uh-oh, Zach has the boss's orders, bringing up that Jirachi.
Plasma Fist for knockout.
Zach does go for that Plasma Fist to knock out another Jirachi. Zach really must hate these Jirachis.
You know, this has really been turning into a plasma fist party here. I wasn't really expecting that to happen.
Zach really doesn't want Jirachi to be the star of the show.
GX.
Yep.
Stop.
Use a team member turn.
Speed roll energy. Poison, knockout.
We were close to forcing a game 3, but Zach was able to avoid it. And with
Toxtricity VMAX was the star
several
of the
minutes left on
show.
the clock.
I like this. I am definitely going to build this.
Good, good.
Hey, would you
Got 20 minutes left on the clock, and you finished it out. Thanks for watching. Like and subscribe.
Would you care about any basic energy from